Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Titus Talk Podcast, episode 10, with special guest KingWeaboo. How are you doing, King?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. For anybody who hasn't been with us before, this podcast is just bringing in other Twitch streamers, talking to them, getting to know them, and just, kind of networking, getting to know people. So, with that being said, I'm your host, Titus Shot. My real name is Chris. Nobody usually says that, but there it is anyway. King, why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
I'm King. Well, KingWeaboo. My name is Ryan. I'm an Irish guy who's really short. Temper matches the height. And, yeah, I like anime. Kind of where I leave off.
Okay. uh, wasn't okay. It's usually not necessarily that short, but you're good because we got a lot of questions. So, Twitch name. Where does the Twitch name? Where did you come up with it? How did it come about?
The Twitch name. Yes. So, before KingWeaboo name came, I used my real name as an alias online. So just my first and surname as everything. I realized that was probably a bad idea to start a Twitch channel with because
Probably.
my name is very boring. So I was like, okay, I like games, not like anime. People like to call me a weeaboo, so we can go with weeaboo. Ryan means small king, so King Weaboo. Boom, there we go, sorted.
Ryan means small king. Where?
In like kind of in baby name, I like that's why I was named Ryan because I was tiny apparently, and it lives because I'm very small.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
All
Ryan
right.
means small king apparently, and yeah, that's kind of where that came from. I thought that was funny, and the iron like it's all ironic. And it's good, you know.
Well, it works out.
Yeah,
So, how long have you been gaming for? Is it
gaming.
all your life?
Oh,
Is it just recently?
oh, oh God.
Let's start at the beginning.
Let's start at the beginning. I remember was my dad had an NES, and my uncle had a GameCube, and they're like kind of my earliest memories of gaming. So it's the NES with Mario, and then the GameCube I think was like Crash or some shit like that. I actually can't remember what game. I just remember having a GameCube, and the first console I ever bought was well, it's not I bought, but the first console I was ever given was a PlayStation 2, and I had a driving racing car game. I can't remember what it was, and I had Tekken. And they were like the two first games I remember getting as a child. And then I obviously the PlayStation 2 life was amazing. San Andreas was good stuff, and we went from there. I didn't stay in the PlayStation line for too long. Once PlayStation 2 kind of died out, I went with it. Kind of late in the PlayStation 2 stages, I I went to my friend's house and played Xbox. And he had Halo, and this is kind of where my gaming life really took off. So I immediately went home and said I want an Xbox and I want Halo, and that's what I got. I got an Xbox, I got Halo, I got Halo 2. I bought an Xbox 360 to play Halo 3. I played Halo for fucking hours, man. And then this mad thing happened was one of my friends showed me World of Warcraft, and I was like, oof, what's this? A time sync game that you can spend thousands of hours in? This looks like fun. Didn't realize how expensive it was. So I had to spend months persuading my parents to pay for a game and then also pay monthly for a game. They were like, the
Yeah.
black magic is this. It was kind of hard when I was only like 12 or something at the time, and I didn't have my own laptop, so I had to use my dad's laptop. So then I got my own. So I started playing World of Warcraft, and then I was given my own little laptop. It was a notebook. It was like this big. It was tiny. It ran it though. Finally, my dad gave me his laptop after a little while of me complaining about that one. And then, when I was 16, I pulled together my money, my dad's money, and my mom's money from birthdays and Christmases, and built my first computer. And that's it. Goodbye consoles. Fuck you. I've never. This console here has literally been turned on like to play Halo 5, and that's it.
Except for the Switch, of course.
Except for the Switch. The Switch. I will get to the Switch though. So, big PC guy. Played World of Warcraft. Played lots of things. Funny enough, today we were playing Borderlands 3 on stream for anyone who was there, and it didn't work. One of the first games I played on my new PC was Borderlands 2. It was the one game I bought on disc form the same day I bought my PC to play it. Borderlands 2 ran great, by the way. It's such a good game. But yeah, I've been a PC gamer ever since. I've built I've revisioned my computer like 4 times since to the beast it is today, and gaming's a big part of my life now. I think. I hope. Anyways, yeah, I like gaming. Still
Well,
play World of Warcraft, surprisingly, after all this time.
and all your shiny hunting, of course.
Oh yes, and then we have the post era. We should say to say the modern and postmodern era. So, I picked up the Switch when it came out in 2017 with Legend of Zelda. Being a big Legend of Zelda fan, going up throughout my life, a Wii was bought for me around the same time as I started playing World of Warcraft, and they gave me one game with that, and it was Twilight Princess was my first Zelda game on the Wii, and it was amazing. What a game that was! So from that, then I went on and played Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, and then I finally got Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is amazing, and funny enough, Pokemon Let's Go is my first proper Pokemon game.
Is it?
And yeah. I never really played the other ones ever. I never owned a DS, so I borrowed a DS to play Legend of Zelda. I played a little bit of Soul Silver on my friend's DS. So when I got Let's Go, I was like, okay, sure, we'll play Pokemon. I really enjoyed it. It was a really good game. And then I was like, it came around to February when I decided to start streaming properly, and I was like, okay, what game do I want to pick? I started with Monster Hunter because at that time I was in a Monster Hunter craze, and I was like, it's a pretty niche. It's not gonna get a lot of followers. What game I haven't played in a while? I've played Let's Go in a while. So we started with Let's Go, and that fucking took off like no tomorrow. Like, oh my god, I got affiliate within a week of streaming. It was crazy. It started me off really well, and then obviously I went and got all the shinies. Still doing it, doing speedrunning now. I'm loving speedrunning. It's so fun. I'm on the leaderboard. Hell yeah. And yeah, we've done that since, and then we got into TCG with the collecting of the Pokemon cards. And it's taken over my life. Yeah.
Cool. I don't have the patience or the money for PC gaming. It's all console for me. Okay, what are some of your favorite games, game genres, and consoles in the past?
Yeah, we'll go with consoles first. Favorite console would have to be the Xbox 360. I don't think any other console out there has come close to its. What's with the? You don't agree? No. I think the Xbox 360 is probably one of the best consoles. The Wii was an amazing console.
You must not be as old as I thought you were, because the way
dude, I'm 22, going 23 at the end of the year.
You're so young. I've got more than a decade on you.
Yeah. You're old. PlayStation is better. So, PlayStation 2 is good, but I kind of picked up PlayStation near the end of its lifespan. You gotta remember that. And Xbox 360 was new when I got it, so that's kind of I got the full lifespan. Gears of War, Halo, my first Forza game was also on Xbox.
Right. Well, even saying PlayStation is like kind of newer for me, because if I say my favorite console, it's SNES. We're going back even further.
Yeah, I see. This thing is, I love the NES. I never had a SNES. I never played a SNES. I had an NES.
Some of the greatest games ever.
Yeah, and I remember the GameCube and playing like Luigi's Mansion and shit like that, and that was good stuff. And I still go back and I emulate old GameCube games and NES games today because they're good. Like, as I got older, I realized that there was, like, as you said, I missed out on a lot. So I went back and I played like the Age of Empires and stuff like that, and I never played Warcraft. I didn't know Warcraft existed. I thought World of Warcraft was the game. I went back and played Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 in a week. It was an amazing week. I was open to RTS, and then I went to play StarCraft for a bit. Wasn't as good as Warcraft, but yeah. I was like, I have to go back and play old games. But
all right, just for everybody who's watching us live, feel free to ask questions and make comments to us in the chat. We won't necessarily respond, but if there's something we want to respond to, we'll say your name out and then what you said, and then respond to it, just so you guys know. There is a space for questions at the end, but
no.
They can kind of, if they're in line with what we're talking about, feel free to add it to the chat.
It's like going back there. It's like, my name means farmer. Apparently live in Minix. You winking? Hell yeah! Fun fact: Little Mac from Punch Out is 2 inches taller than Ryan. Good shit. Tekken 2 on the PS2, great game. Why do you? All right, so this is a funny comment I've seen. I remember this one guy. Okay, he came into the stream, read the specs, and was like, "Why do you have a 1080 Ti if all you do is play Pokemon?" And I was like, "Well, my Rift is right there. Like, there's my Rift. And I play other games. I also have a 4K G-Sync monitor. I play Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed most time when I'm not streaming. Like, so I play graphically intensive games too, not just Pokemon. Like, it's,
Right.
so funny. And he got so triggered. Like, he's like, you don't need it. All you do is play Pokemon." Shut up. Stop being so triggered. My honest opinion, if you haven't played any really retro games for the Atari NES era, your opinion is moot. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's horrible to say.
I mean, they're still allowed to have their opinion. They might not have the whole scope, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean, opinions are still valid. So what about game genres? What do you prefer?
Game dramas, I went through my phases. I really enjoyed FPSs when I was younger, like in my teens, like Modern Warfare and Halo,
Yeah.
where they pretty much took over my life. As I got older though, I kind of died out of that. I still love FPSs, don't get me wrong. But they've kind of shifted back a bit. Like I'm more into as I said, the Assassin's Creed and Tomb Raider type of games these days.
Mm-hmm.
I love Assassin's Creed, like Odyssey and Origins. People say they're their worst ones. They're my favorite ones. I absolutely love the direction they're taking with the story and the exploration elements of everything. I thought it was really cool. And then like MMOs, I've always been a big fan of MMOs, like Black Desert Online, World of Warcraft, like Star Wars: The Old Republic. I played a lot of MMOs in the time. Minecraft is something I've completely hollowed over. That was one of the reasons why I got a laptop, was to play Minecraft. That's how I met like all the people you hear me on Discord with, like Tom, Matt, Jamie. I met them all through Minecraft, like when I was like 12. A funny story about how I met Hammy. He's the Canadian guy you might hear me speak to every now and again.
Okay.
We were playing in a Minecraft server, and I came across Jesusville. And I was like, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. So like 5 blocks across from Jesusville, I made Satanville.
What are the odds?
Oh yeah, that's how I met him, and then obviously Tom and everything like that came along the way, and like me and Matt got along really well because we both really enjoyed Halo as well, so we played Halo together, and yeah, it's good stuff, very good stuff. So my favorite genres I think would be like kind of MMO, adventure games, and FPSs.
All right, and what about your favorite just gamer games?
Oof, Jesus. I don't know.
We've probably heard them within your talking.
Yeah,
already.
yeah, 100%. Breath of the Wild is a game that
I don't have more than 2 hours in that game. I have about 2 hours into that game. I played.
That's so upsetting. I have like 300 plus hours in that game. I honestly thought when I picked up my Switch that no game was gonna have more hours than Breath of the Wild. My girlfriend was giving out to me about buying the Switch because I was only gonna play it for Breath of the Wild and nothing else. Well, I've proven myself wrong. I've almost got 500 plus hours on Let's Go somehow, and that's crazy. And then Sword and Shield, when that thing comes out, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, like. But yeah, my favorite game of all time, probably, it will be between one of the Legend of Zelda games I played. So it'd either be Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, or Breath of the Wild. They're games that I can always go back and replay and never have a complaint about or never be bored with.
Are you going to be playing the Link to the Past remake?
Oh, dude, I'm picking that up on Friday. I can't wait.
So have you played Link to the Past before?
Nope. First time.
That
can't
should
wait.
be fun for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's a Legend of Zelda game I've never played before. I was
Wait,
like,
Link's Awakening. Sorry, Link's Awakening. I got it wrong.
Yeah, Link's Awakening.
Link's
Yeah,
Awakening.
sorry. I'm like, give me that good stuff. Like one of my favorite games on the Wii U, and the only reason why I bought a Wii U is because it had Hyrule Warriors on it. It's a spin-off game. It's not a canon game.
Right.
But my god, is it a good game? And I had spent like 200 plus hours on it. It came out on Switch then, and I bought it on Switch, and it's even better on the Switch. But yeah, I'm a big fan of like my Wii U console was a Zelda machine. Sorry, it was a Link machine. Every game I had Link in it. Mario Kart had Link in it. Smash Bros had Link in it. Like I had Wind Waker HD. Also, Wind Waker HD. I missed that game. Can we get that on Switch, please? I really want to play
That would
Wind
be
Waker
nice.
HD again.
Because I have Wind Waker on Wii U, but I never
Yeah,
got around to playing it. So yeah, I would love it to come to the Switch.
I would absolutely love that. Like Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, just because they both have remakes, just port them onto Switch. Like, it's
Like everything else they've
easy.
ported.
Yeah, exactly. Easy shit. Like, come on, I'll like do it. Like, if people are saying like they did a HD remake where it was €100 for both, I'd easily pick it up.
Oh, totally. That would
Yeah,
sell so
like
well.
it would print money, big time.
All right. How about some of your fondest gaming memories?
Fondest gaming memories. Oof. Getting my first perfection in Halo. A perfection is getting 25 kills to zero in a match.
In an
We were doing
online
2v
match?
in an online match.
Oh wow.
It was we were doing 2v2s. I don't know if it was Matt or somebody else. We were doing 2v2s competitive for the MLG League, and I got a fucking perfection, meaning my friend didn't kill anybody, and I killed everybody 25 times. The match ends at 25 kills. So I was the only person doing killing, and no one killed me.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good day. I was fucking pumped with myself. Oh, it was great. Another one was I can't find it to this date. I'm very upset with it. I placed the Guinness World Gaming Record for Halo ODST for the longest survived in firefight without using melee. Sorry, without using guns or grenades, so only melee only on Legendary. That was a fun one. That was hard, but that was also another thing. One of my greatest achievements right now is my Let's Go save. Dude, when I bring my Switch with me places, I'm afraid it's gonna break
I know since
because I
there's no
can't.
cloud save or anything
There's
for
no
it.
cloud save on Let's Go. Like like honestly, the day Pokemon Home comes live, I'm transferring all my shinies to Pokemon Home. I don't give a fuck. They're all gone because I am not losing any of my shinies. It's gonna be awful, and that's kind of why people are like, oh, when's the Switch Pro coming out? I want the Switch Pro to come out now,
Now.
so I can have another Switch ready and play another Switch really hard, so I can leave this one aside so it doesn't break. Because if this breaks, like Nintendo never transfers the SD card over.
Right.
They just don't. They say they will try, but they never have done it from Reddit, anyways.
There was something. So what drew you to streaming? So we're gonna switch over to streaming. What drew you to streaming, and how long have you been doing it?
Yeah. So what got me into streaming? So I've always been interested in YouTube and streaming and stuff like that my whole life. When I grew up, I always told everybody I wanted to play games for a living. And then obviously that died down with, reality coming in and being like, that you can't. Not everyone could pull that off. It's a super hard thing to do. So I decided that I wasn't gonna do it. And then in January, I got laid off from my job. January 31st, and then February 2nd, I took one day off. February 2nd, I was like, fuck it, let's start streaming. Let's do it. And yeah, that's one day I just decided to do it. And it kind of came also with like that week, my friend pretty much boasting about how he got a sub button on Twitch, and my like legit. My first response to that in my head was, well, if he can get it, it can't be that hard. Like honestly, my ego got to me a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I can do this. If he can do it, I can do it. So I did it, and it's gone really well. I'm almost at 1,000 followers. We're getting there. 7 months later, yeah, 7 months later now, and it's been a great experience. I've had some really cool stream moments. Met a lot of nice people such as yourself, and
Well, thank you.
it's a good time. It's a very good time.
So what do you like best about streaming?
What do I like best about streaming? Getting paid.
At least he's honest, folks.
This is something that I've said to people multiple times. Like, I'm not going to give you a fake persona where I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this for fun, but I'm also doing this to get paid. Like, I think everyone on my channel knows I'm a sellout. I will 100% do anything to make money. That is my whole goal. Honesty is key, though. That's kind of what I say. But my favorite part of streaming, yeah, getting paid and getting to experience things with other people. I think is the best way to explain it. You can have a funny moment in a game, but that's you by yourself, and no one else will ever get to share in that experience. But if you're streaming it, a lot of other people get to share in your experience, and it's even better then. And what Xenomorph said there, my stream is known as #BrokeChat because of me being a sellout. So, hell yeah.
So, well, would you say sell out that? So I know you know Purple Ronnie. I don't know if you've gotten to catch any of his streams.
Yeah.
Have you? So you've been able to.
I haven't watched any of Purperoni streams. No.
Okay.
He streams really late. He's like you. You're all like
No,
golden
he
eggs.
doesn't.
If I ever...
He streams at the same time as you do.
That's why. So does Sugar. I never get to catch any Sugar streams because she streams the same hours as me.
I just bring it up because Purple actually has a character called Sellout Perp, where he puts on sunglasses. You should find a clip of it, and he goes in the whole spiel about Amazon Prime. He's got he's got the what is it, the new Twitch. They can like Twitch gifts or something. It's that new program that they have.
Yeah.
And he goes into a whole spiel, and then when he's out of it, he says it's just a character, and I think it's hilarious. But that's what it reminded me of. But yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Again, you're honest about it, and until you get a job, I mean, it's whatever you get here is what you get.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Like, as I said to people, like I'm in now. Like I'm not getting out now. Streaming, I'm in. So the idea is to do this and to the point where I only do this, even when I do get a job.
Right.
You know what I mean? The future, even if it's not on Twitch, like the next platform after it maybe, or whatever happens down the line, I will be streaming somewhere doing something stupid on the internet for all you to laugh at. That's the plan.
Well, that's good that we'll always be able to find your face.
Oh, yeah.
So, interesting hobbies. What?
Interesting hobbies.
Interests and hobbies outside of gaming.
Interests and hobbies outside gaming. Well, I'll never stream. It's not worth it. Don't get into it. It's honestly, yeah. We can pick up this thing. Interests and hobbies. So, I went away on holidays recently, as some of you may know. And one thing I wanted to do in my life was scuba diving. So, me and my partner, for our 4-year anniversary, decided to do a scuba diving try-dive. We went to Gran Canaria. We were staying in Puerto Rico. We went scuba diving in Bahia Blanca, for anyone who's interested. Top Diving is the name of the place that brought us. They're a lovely sort of people. We went down there. It took us about 3 hours. It took about 3-4 hours out of our day. We did a dive in the harbor to make sure all the equipment was working, make sure we could use it, and make sure we were comfortable. And then we went out to Bahia Blanca and we saw loads of cuttlefish and normal schools of fish and coral life and moray eels and octopus and all these other things. And I was starfish and arrow crabs are another thing. If you look on my Instagram, you can see a lot of it there. I enjoyed it so much that I decided to go back and to become a licensed scuba diver. So now I'm a licensed scuba diver. Yeah, it took 4 dives and a lot of time out of my day. I also got really badly sunburnt on my hands and my forehead doing it. And it was probably one of the best experiences, and it's a big interest I have now. It's going to be a future hobby that I continue.
Cool. Anything else besides scuba? I mean, you talked about trading card game.
I'll get into that now. Just one sec. Someone's at my door.
Okay. Well, while King is away for a moment, I put it in chat, but if anybody's interested in winning a gift sub to KingWeaboo's channel, make sure to ! Raffle point into the chat so that you're entered. I do it as a thank you to the streamer for for joining me. So definitely make sure to take advantage of that.
You all jelly? I got food. Yeah, we could talk about other hobbies and interests we have. So that was just the most recent one I wanted.
Right. No, and that's pretty cool. I've never been scuba.
I highly recommend it. It's honestly terrifying but amazing at the same time that you can go under the water and experience everything else. Why does no one knock on your door with food? Because no one loves you. I'm sorry, I take it back. That was awful.
They do if you pay them.
Yeah, exactly. Continuing down the line of hobbies and interests. Gaming, big interest, big hobby. The other thing though is I will talk about anime. Now,
well, anime comes later.
Oh, we're talking about anime later. Sure.
We do the specific one topic that does, and there's so we'll hit up anime, but anime is coming.
Yeah, well, anime will be later. But another thing then would be something that's also kind of newish was one day I saw this guy streaming and I rated him. His name was Victor Delight. Some of you may know him. And he plays Pokemon. He was playing Pokemon Let's Go, and he only this was his first stream of Pokemon Let's Go. Funny enough. And I asked him, I was like, "Oh, what do you usually do?" And he's like, "Oh, you should stream TCG competitively." And I was like, "Oh, the Pokemon game." He was like, "Yeah." So I ended up watching one of his streams then the next day, seeing what TCG was like. And I was like, "This looks kind of fun. I play Hearthstone. This looks fun." it's way more better. It's way more fun than Hearthstone. I'll have you know that now. And I just got into it, and I got super addicted. And I went down to the shop, and I was like, I need to buy some Pokemon cards. I need to open up cards in TCG. And I bought a big tins, boxes, card packs. I raided the local shop pretty much, and you know how it was. It was just a lot of, we bought a lot of cards, and then I was like, all right, I have the collection. There's this new set coming out though. We got to get that one next. And the ball snowballed and went from there. Like, for all those who don't know, we'll do a brief collection. This is my super rare pack. We have 25 exactly. We actually have more, but we have to get more of these plastic sleeves. These are the rare cards that are either super hard to get or just really expensive.
Shiny Mewtwo, shiny Ho-Oh, I see.
Shiny Mewtwo, shiny Ho-Oh. We have Lycanroc, Greninja, Ultra Beast from Ultra Sun and Moon, another Ultra Beast, I don't know. Benetta, Altaria, Jesse and James full art. We have Misty full art, Brock full art, Blue full art, Red full art, and then we have like Rainbow rares as well, and then we have Secret rares in the back. We have other full art trainers too. But yeah, I really, really enjoy Pokemon collecting. They're all the rare cards. I will show you my collection of absolutely stashed cards now. You've probably seen these on stream before, maybe not. Yourself, Tidus, if you ever looked. All my books that we have for this.
Yes, I think I asked you about it, and you brought out binder.
So this little binder here is the promo book. So if you get like a tin or a blister pack, you get a promo. All my unique promos are in here. These ones here are really expensive. These are McDonald's promos from years ago. I don't know where Rebecca found them in her house somewhere. So there's a few of them here that we have. The Pikachu ones were a lot of money. That I was really surprised by. So yeah, these are all like promos and stuff like that. And that's fill into this book. We don't have a lot of them because we've only been collecting a recent time. But here's the big boy binder. This is full. This binder is ridiculous. So this is Unified Minds.
Okay.
It's the newest set that's out. But I'll just kind of show you.
Besides briefly. Hidden Fates.
Beside Hidden Fates, which we'll go into. But the reason why this one's so damn big is because this is a combination of Unified Minds, Sky Legends, and Miracle Twins. So the latter two are Japanese sets, which are the English set Unified Minds. So we had so many of these Pokemon cards, and like this doesn't stop. Like this goes all the way on and on and on.
What do you do with all your spare commons and whatnot?
We'll get to that in a second. Thank you very much for asking. This is one binder. We're not done, by the way. We're gonna show off all these. So that's Unified Minds, That's Unified Minds, Sky Legends, and Miracle Twins. This is Hidden Fates, the newest set.
Which I can't find anywhere.
Yes, it is Hidden Fates. So this one. These are all the boring ass GX cards that no one cares about. The good shit's at the back. The shinies. We don't have a lot of them yet, but we're getting there. So these are all like the super rare shiny cards. We have quite a few now. We have the full Magneton, Magnemite, Beldum. We have all the Ralts as well, Krillian, stuff like that. We have shiny Eevee, Gibble, and a few others. Actually, God, we got loads now. Oh, and then this page.
Oh, all the energy is nice.
Yeah, we almost have them all. We're missing two. This was the set that got us into TCG, Broken Bonds. This is the set I recommend everyone buy. It's still new. It has some of the best cards in it, such as the Charizard Reshiram card. And I'll just show you the back page, which has some of the rarer cards in it.
Do you mean best card value-wise or competitive-wise?
Competitive-wise, this one. Value-wise, Hidden Fates. 100%. And then we have the last set that I own. Team Up. This is the set before Unbroken Bonds. I only collected a few packs of it, but I did fill up the book pretty nicely. Because when I say I collected a few packs, I bought like 3 boxes. Because that's a few to me, and then we have some extras here. But Team Up is kind of special to me because it's the set I got like most of my Rainbow Rare cards from. So like these type of cards here.
Right.
I got really lucky with that. Real quick, then I will show. I'll show you one tin, and I'll say how many tins I have. So, for example, we have tins like this, which you would have saw the other day of me.
Yes,
opening.
If you guys haven't seen, he opened 9 Hidden Fate tins?
Yeah, 9 Hidden Fate tins. So these tins are now full, because we had so much bulk. So we have 12 tins, and all the boxes which the booster packs come in, which can hold about, I say, 1,000 cards each. They're all full. We have about 10,000 bulk, I'd say.
Oh my lord!
My shelf's full of bulk. I'm not even joking. Like, we've got some. When I get invested in something, I get invested in something. That's kind of how it is.
Would you say you have an addictive personality?
Yes. Lego. I went through a Lego phase. I'm still in a Lego phase. I just need more room. That like above me, if you've ever seen me show off my room, is just full of like all these. There's like shelves in front of me, like freight shelves, just full of Lego.
I didn't know about the Lego thing.
Oh yeah, I'm massive into Lego too. I love Lego. One of my favorite one of the games we played on Xbox a lot was Lego Dimensions, which is another game which requires a lot of money going into it.
Right. It
also
does.
a very fun game.
Yeah, I didn't get too far into that, but my wife loves Doctor Who, so we did pick up one of the Doctor Who pack.
Oh, the Doctor Who set with the fucking, what's it called? The TARDIS? Oh, it's so good.
All right, I know you're eating there, but to kind of finish out this section, where can people find you?
People can find me only on Twitch at this point because that's all I keep up with. Twitch.tv/KingWeaboo. I also have Instagram and Twitter, which I am keeping up with kind of regularly. YouTube is kind of only now uploads clip montages and stuff like that. I do want to do more stuff with YouTube, but there's just no incentive, really. Plus, I hate it. The last, like, every time I upload a video to YouTube, it's copyright claim this, you know, this can't be uploaded. You don't get monetized because of this reason. It's just like, there's just so many hoops you gotta go through when you're uploading to YouTube that I just don't want to do anymore, because I upload gameplay footage. Every second there's like a new audio that's apparently copyrighted by Warner Brothers. Like, I have about 700 emails between me and Warner Brothers for my... Recently I uploaded my series of playing Life is Strange. Literally, I have about 700 emails between me and multiple different media partners because apparently they own all the rights to it all.
Huh.
In the end, I got full monetization value of the video because I wasn't asked to deal with them. I was trying to, fair usage and stuff like that. But YouTube just doesn't care, because this is one thing that annoyed me with YouTube was, do you know what they said? They don't check to see if it's copyrighted. If it gets marked as copyrighted, it's up to me to argue with the person who put the copyright notice in to get it removed. So YouTube will not check to see even if their claim is even valid.
Wow.
And then from that point, I was like, all right, I'm done with YouTube. I just don't care.
Well, with that being said, you'll be able to find this on YouTube later.
Yeah.
Which is true. But I've never had the issues you're talking about, but I'm not.
I'm just unlucky. I'm unlucky, I'll tell you.
All right, so we will move on to the next section, which is now playing. So, what are you playing right now, King?
Oh, yeah. What am I playing right now? Absolute ton of World of Warcraft Classic. That game is eating my life. I think last I checked, I had 72 hours played in the space of less than a week. It's crazy. It's taken up my whole life. But World of Warcraft is World of Warcraft. Playing Let's Go as well. Borderlands I wanted to play today, but that went badly. Hopefully, when it gets patched, I'll start it again. And then Legend of Zelda next week. Before that, though, it was Assassin's Creed Odyssey that we were playing. Well, that I was playing. I played it off stream. I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I've pretty much finished it now. I've done all the DLCs. I'm almost to 100%. What else have I played? Oh, TCG Online. I play regularly because I want to climb the ladder and get all the nice cards. But at the moment, just generally World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Nice. Let's see. Me, I'm heads down into trying to finish this shiny living decks, which I am not going to do by the time the next game that I want to play comes out.
Same. Yeah.
I just got done playing. I recently received a promo code for a free game from a video games marketing company to play the game and then put my thoughts out there. So that was fun. It was a game called Agent A. It's a puzzle, old school kind of puzzle, inventory puzzle game.
Yeah.
It took me 2 streams to beat, and the video still needs to be uploaded to YouTube. But we played that. I'm not really playing a lot. We still do our Jackbox Fridays, but coming up, there's a lot coming up. Uh, September 20th, same day as actually Zelda Ni no Kuni Remastered is coming out, so I'll be playing
Nice.
that. October 5th, Ghostbusters Remastered is coming out, and I'm a big fan of Ghostbusters, as well as the fact that Ghostbusters was my first platinum trophy on PlayStation. So the idea is going to be replatinuming the game now on the remastered version. October
Oh,
25th, Medieval Remaster comes out. If anybody doesn't know Medieval, that's an old PS1 game. Very much looking forward to that. And then October 31st, Luigi's Mansion 3. Uh, and then November 15th, of course, Sword and Shield. So lots of stuff coming up, but it's Pokemon for the next week and a half or so.
yeah. Just real quick there. Rebellum is my favorite card. Yes, it is. And talk about my old RuneScape tutorials. I forgot to mention RuneScape. Um, RuneScape is another MMO that I played an absolute ton of when I was a kid, just before World of Warcraft. I got into World of Warcraft, and I went back and played obviously old school RuneScape and that re-release, just like WoW Classic. RuneScape's amazing. I recommend everyone to play it. It was also the first time that I got interested in game development, and it's something that I really hopefully one day I can either get into or make a game. It would be nice because when I was a kid and I was playing RuneScape,
You're still a kid.
well, I'm still a kid, but when I was like 10 playing RuneScape, I found the Grand Exchange, and I learned about the Grand Exchange, and I thought all the prices were just set prices, and then I realized no, they're set by by people across all the servers, and that's how it's done. And I was amazed to think that a whole economy was set up in this game that was controlled by people. So if people wanted something, it was more expensive. If people didn't want something, it went down in price.
Right.
To me, that was just, as a 10-year-old, that was fucking like, it's a stock exchange, like in a game. I was like, this actually works. It's crazy, like how they pulled it off. And to this day, I haven't really. My camera's gone to absolute shit. There we go. To this day, I haven't really, experienced something in a game since that's been like, wow, they actually got this to work in a game. And that's always amazed me how that Grand Exchange worked across like worldwide, international. You know what I mean? There wasn't any like US or EU servers or anything like that. It was just the world in one game, and they were able to do it. And I did make some RuneScape tutorials like 10 years ago. They're all awful. Go watch them if you want to have a laugh.
Are you on the video?
No, I think it's like me typing in Notepad. That's how old it was. Yeah, good stuff. Well, there's like this really funny video that I love to watch back on, and I like bank a quest item, go do the quest in a zone like hours away from the bank, and then realize that it's not there, and I start going mental. But that was funny. Yeah, God, RuneScape. I forgot all about that. Thank you very much, Cinnamore, for that. And then apparently Living Maniacs, this YouTuber, changed their copyright terms. I look forward to it. Hopefully it's positive.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. So next section should be. Oh, whoops! I screwed that up. Yes. Now it's the topic of the day, which King has chosen to be anime. You're actually the second guest who has chosen anime as their topic.
Really? Who else did it?
I was asking myself the same thing, and I don't remember who it was.
Oh man. Yeah, anime. God. The story about anime. Let's go into that. So, I'm only watching anime in my life quite recently, but it's also one of those things where I have a kind of an addictive personality. Where if I get into something, I go full ham. There's no half-assing for me. It's either I'm interested or I'm not. And if I'm interested, I'm on the like super elite side of it. So I was in transition year of secondary school, which is like high school in America. Transition year is this weird year where it's not really academic, but it's more kind of, personal development and, personal development and kind of figuring out what you want to do with life. It's the extra year in school you get before you go do your final exams.
Mm-hmm.
And during this year, we got foreign exchange students from Hong Kong. And I knew what anime was. I just never really watched any, like DBZ and the rest, and Sailor Moon was like, I knew what they were because, they were massive in the West.
Right.
And I had this one friend, I made quite quick friends with the Hong Kong foreign exchange students, Ho Chow, Ben, Augustine, and stuff like that. And we were really good friends. Ho Chow in particular was a huge anime fan. He introduced me to anime, and he recommended me to go watch them. So I watched a few things, and I really enjoyed it. And then I got around to watching Sword Art Online. Now, Sword Art Online was only fresh when I started watching it. No, sorry, Sword Art Online had already aired by the time I got around to it. So I binge watched all of SEO, and to me, even though some people think SEO is trash, to me that was like, this is like a whole new world. Like this opens up so much stuff. You know what I mean? Like anime is a great way of storytelling, and they do story different to way I'm used to seeing it done over here in TV shows. You know what I mean? Like they can do fictional things, but also do it on a mature level,
Right.
unlike cartoons. And to me, that was amazing. And up until this point, I hadn't even watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I watched that, and I was like, this is really good too. Holy shit, so the West can do it as well. And then I delved more and more in, and I got really interested in it by sort of time of, by the end of fourth year, when I was going into fifth year, which was an academic year, I persuaded the principal to get a Japanese teacher into the school so we could learn Japanese, because I was really interested in, you know, the culture and the language at this point, and I really wanted to be able to understand it. So I did Japanese in school. So for 2 years, I studied Japanese. I did it my final exams. I got a B. So, woof, you know, not an A, but it's did good at least.
Good enough.
Yeah, good enough, you know, and I really enjoyed that. And then ever since then, I've just, you know, kept up with seasonal anime and watched some of the old classics. And yeah, that's where kind of KingWeaboo came from, wasn't it? Like, I know so much about so much anime. Like, I've caught up on One Piece. Like, that in itself is a feat. Like, there's over 900 goddamn episodes. But yeah, some of my favorite anime, for all those who are wondering, would be Sword Art Online, for obviously an isekai anime. One of my first favorites. Absolutely adore the anime. I think it's great. Another one will be Bakuman. It's a 3-season anime. It's about 2 teenagers who decide to write manga and become manga artists and make that as a living. Kind of like what I'm doing right now, where they want to follow their pursue their dream, even though they know it's going to be super hard to do. And that's kind of why I watched it recently, and I kind of relate to it more now than ever. It's really, really good, and it's, if anything, I recommend that be the one you all watch. It's an amazing experience to watch that one, and it kind of relates with people who are trying to achieve something in their life. And then there's a few other ones that I could recommend, such as the recent Shield Hero, which was very popular over here in the West. The same with like Attack on Titan and the rest like that. But yeah, anime is something that kind of held special to me, and I still hold it special. What about you, Tidus? I was going to say,
I don't have a lot of experience with anime. It's something I never really got into a lot. There are a couple that I really enjoyed. Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, it's the only anime that I own anything for. I have the season box. Other than that, I've seen Death Note. I really enjoyed the first half. Second half is just okay, in my opinion.
There's only 25 episodes of Death Note?
Yeah, it's not that long.
No, that's an inside joke. There's actually 38 episodes,
okay.
But after episode 25, something happens and it goes shit.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what happens that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Other than that, if you call Pokemon anime back in the day, I'd watch it.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And then there was one a little bit into Trigun, but yeah, never into Dragon Ball or Sailor or any or the newer ones, One Piece or anything like that. Just really never had time for it. I chose games over anime.
Yeah, no, that's 100%. Because I went through a period of, I was watching anime where I didn't play a lot of games because World of Warcraft at this time had passed, had kind of gotten to the end of Mr. Pandaria and was getting dry. If you ask most people who play World of Warcraft, they could say that the game started to decline after Cataclysm, quite dramatically. So like they had World of Warcraft, you have Burger Crusade, you have Wrath of the Lich King, which is considered the peak, and then Cataclysm was also good, but it kind of started weaning away, and then like it went from Cataclysm having 12 million active subscribers, like the most played game ever, to like Battle of Azeroth, the recent one where they had like 2.5 million active subscribers. But apparently Classic has brought it back up to 12 or around that mark, so that's good.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like everyone, like people want Classic so
I mean,
bad.
if anybody ever wanted to see what nostalgia will do.
Oh yeah, World of Warcraft Classic is definitely the one. Like there was a funny post on Reddit where people were lining up.
I saw it literally in game, lining up their characters.
Lining up, yeah, like lining up their NPC characters in a game to loot things and kill things, because that's how goddamn hard it was. Even today, like I was already explaining to Tidus that all day yesterday, I did the warrior quest, Cyclonian. If you're a warrior in WoW Classic, you know what I'm talking about. It's a quest where you go through, do a bunch of things, and you get at the end, you get this lovely, really strong axe. Problem is, you can accept the quest at level 30. You're not supposed to be able to finish it to like your level 40, 45. Matt, who was a higher level, decided that he'd help me get the axe, which will then help me level really quick. It took us 9 hours, and most of that was us sitting around the spawn point of where the mobs drop, which are they spawn very rarely, and the thing that they drop also drops very rarely from the things. And there's about 50 people in our one little phase. You gotta remember, there's thousands of servers waiting for the same thing. It is just, oh, it's first come, first serve kind of thing. You know what I mean? First person to get to the mob and get it, gets it. But like, it's crazy how hard the game was. I don't remember it being that hard, but my god, it took us 9 hours yesterday to do one quest. Like, and that didn't even level us up right now. It didn't even get us close to like one little experience bar or anything like that. It's crazy how hard the game is, but it's so good because it's just like that thing of every small thing you do is making you stronger slowly.
All right, switching back to anime, is there anything else you wanted to add? Anything you're looking forward to? Anything you're watching right now?
Hell yeah. We're watching at the moment. Let me just... Dr. Stone. Go do yourself a favor, guys, if you watch anime. Go watch Dr. Stone. It's currently airing. I think episode 10 or 11 recently aired. Episode 11 just recently aired today. It was an amazing episode. Another one, Demon Slayer. If you don't watch Demon Slayer, it's on episode 24 at the moment. It's pretty much finished its first season. Now's the time to finish it. It's the best animation, CG / animation that I've ever seen in my life. They don't use CG much, but when they do use it, it's done to perfection. Episode 19 had an animation sequence, fight sequence that actually made me cry at the end. Not because I was sad that someone died, but because the art was just so damn beautiful. Switching back up, then we have an old classic, Fruit Basket, which is got remade recently. It's amazing. It's just a retelling of the classic Fruit Basket from years ago that I watched when I first watched anime. So watching it today is a nice little thing to do. We have Dan Machi, which is your stereotypical MMO anime where, you know, it's kind of like a game kind of thing, which is awesome. That's on its second season, and it's just everyone loves it. And then things that I finished during that I would highly recommend. Being Shield Hero would be the one I recommend to everybody. Shield Hero is fantastic. It got confirmed for a second season and a third season, which for all those who aren't in the anime world, being confirmed for 2 seasons after the airing of 1 season is unheard of. It just doesn't happen. You get greenlit season at a time.
Right.
It's very hard for animes to get sequels. Unless they do really well, a sequel is never done. Because most animes, unfortunately, are made to promote the manga. Which, for someone like myself, I don't read a lot of manga, kind of kills, because a lot of seasons, like, for example, No Game No Life was this amazing anime that aired a few years ago, and it only got 12 episodes. And it ended on a cliffhanger.
Oh.
And they're never doing a season 2 from the looks of it, and it's just never going to get greenlit for it. They did a movie to see if people were still interested in the subject, like about a year or 2 ago, and it did fairly well. So let's hope they plan to do a season 2 in the future. But the studio that makes that made No Game No Life and also made other animes did the same thing. They only make 1 season, and and everyone dubs them in the anime community as, you know, manga promotions, because they just want people to buy the books because they make more money off the books than they would the anime.
Right.
That's just it's kind of sad that that's the case, and it's just unfortunate, but it happens. But so yeah, when Shield Hero got greenlit for 2 seasons extra, I was like, oh god, they hit the spotlight, because that was good stuff. Because like the one anime to this date that's that has amazed me is One Piece. They've aired an episode every week for years, and that's just the norm for them. But every other anime out there, if they get more than 12 episodes, you're doing great. If you do more than 24, like that's a miracle kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, I'm happy that it got more than I can't wait for it. Shield Hero is amazing. Just as Living Maniac says there, he's caught up to date with the manga. It's so good. Yeah, it is great. It's such a good anime.
All right. Anything else on anime you wanted to discuss while we have the topic?
Do yourself a favor. Go watch some if you've never tried it. What I always recommend as a starting anime to get into it that anyone can kind of enjoy would be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's quite a long one. It's got like 60-ish episodes, which is also why I recommend it, because it's got some longevity to it and it's completed. It's covered everything the manga did, and it's just great. It's a classic. It's kind of like, as you were saying there, like the SNES of the day and stuff like that. Like it's just sort of like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the one I'd recommend for everyone to go watch. If you haven't watched it or you haven't watched any anime, it's on Netflix. It's in both subbed and dubbed. It's done in English for all those who don't like to read subtitles. Go watch it.
Oh yeah, my little brother was all about Full Metal. He does a cosplay as one of the characters.
Oh shit! Really? That's so cool.
Yeah, it's one of the guys in the blue suits. And he's got glasses.
Oh, that's so cool. It's probably Hughes.
Yeah, that sounds right. So, yeah, he likes the cosplay. But all right, so I think it is time for some gaming news. And when we say gaming,
oh my god. Can we start with the Nintendo thing, please? Oh my god.
Okay, King got really excited when I told him that we were going to be talking about the, what is it called? The Switch Ring Fit.
Oh my god, I fucking watched this video this morning and I just couldn't stop laughing.
So for anybody who doesn't know, there was a trailer released sometime in the last week or so about a new peripheral, and it's a game with it, is my understanding, where it's a giant ring. It's almost like a steering wheel. And you put one of the Joy-Cons into the top of it, and you put the other one strapped to your leg, and it's basically working out to play a game. And first of all, the actors they picked for this did not care for the matter at all. I mean, they were so bad. But okay, King, go ahead and spew your.
Oh man, so they released an update video. I think it was today. Showing the game and what it did. I watched it this morning, and the actors are there again. Okay, I'm gonna switch up. I'm just gonna quickly. What's it called? Fit ring.
The ring fit.
The ring fit. Here we go. All right. I just want to show you the actors and let's get a close up here. I'm sorry. They picked the most stereotypical white people that literally have no kind of facial response other than
yeah, it's true.
And it kind of like the top comment specifies the whole thing so well. It was like, blink once if you're kidnapped, blink two if you need help. Like, it's like, because it looks like they're being held to gunpoint to read a script, because their whole facial thing is
it's bad.
The trailer's so bad, it's really awful. They have like, and it's just like, oh man, they have like a girl, kind of stretched back with her legs out, squeezing together and all, like doing all these yoga movements and stuff like that on the Nintendo like video. And I'm just like, how did Nintendo, like, why did no one stop them from showing this? You know what I mean? The game looks sort of fun, but I can guarantee you now no one's buying this peripheral. It looks hilariously bad.
Forever a Nintendo meme.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where Nintendo Labo to me was always a joke, and it sold sort of well, but it's also one of those things I'll never do again. This is one of those things. Like, they're trying to get that Wii Fit, done again kind of thing. But I expect, like, and see, the thing is, with the Wii, everyone had a Wii, and it was just in your household, you know what I mean? And then you didn't play it, so your mom started playing it, and then she bought Wii Fit, and she got into Wii Fit because, whatever, and that was fine. And like the people that Nintendo would be targeting with this game would be, like middle-aged, older people, more likely.
They don't have a
bloody Switch, because the Switch is advertised as a gaming machine for young people,
and mostly mobile.
Mostly mobile. This game just seems so out of place. If it was sold as if Nintendo just sold it as a thing itself that you plugged in your TV and it just worked. Yeah, like it was like, you plugged it into your PC as a Bluetooth wireless thing, you just load up some software. Sure. I would be like, cool, Nintendo's trying to do a different market, but they're trying to sell a game in a market that they don't have.
Yeah.
At all. Because
this isn't going to get that market.
No, it's not. Like, people are going to be buying a Switch for this game. They have their fitness bands like I do, and they go to the gym or they go jogging or they have other things. It just seems like such a weird business idea. Like Labo made sense because kids have Switches, kids like building shit, so Labo.
And if kids and parents are willing to spend $70 on cardboard, then why not?
Exactly, but as I was saying, like I don't see many people picking this up because the people who would be buying this don't have a Switch.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's just at the very least the reveal was poor, but the whole idea, we'll see where it pans out. But
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Diablo Immortals. Going back to that.
Oh, the mobile with the announcement. Yeah.
So this is how it went down. They went out on stage. We're gonna talk about Diablo. Everyone's like, here we go, Diablo 4, fucking hype. Immortals. Everyone immediately died down, and then they tried backing it up with, oh, don't you have phones?
Yeah, that was a comment they didn't need to make.
No, that they should be sacked first of all, and next time they should have someone, make sure they read through a script. But here's what I said. This is how they should have done it. All right, guys, I know you're all excited for Diablo 4. It's in production. We don't have a title for you. We don't have any gameplay. All we can do is confirm that it is being made. But in the meantime,
right,
we have this really cool thing that we'd like to show you, and we hope that you give your full attention. That's how you handle that.
Yeah, they screwed the pooch on that one.
It's like the thing with Bethesda. They announced before they were very smart. They announced before they showed off Fallout 76 that they were working on Elder Scrolls 6. They didn't show anything but a title screen. They didn't even give the title to the game. They just said Elder Scrolls 6 in production, and everyone was like, cool, happy. If they showed off Fallout 76 and then never announced anything for Elder Scrolls, there would have been a riot. So Bethesda, as much as stupid as their E3 was, as Xenomorph is reminding me, they did it well there. They actually managed that expectation well. Diablo, no. I don't know what they were thinking. Sorry, that just came to my mind. I had to talk about it.
I don't know. No worries. It's conversational. So some other little things you can spit out opinions while I go through them if you have any. I read a story the other day. Movie Pass is dead. I don't know if that ever made it to the UK or not.
No, probably. What's Movie Pass?
Movie Pass was a thing where for like a monthly fee, you got to go see like it used to be unlimited movies. Then it got cut down to like 2 movies a week or whatever like that. But so it was just a way for you to be able to see a lot of movies for cheap, and the theaters didn't like it, and it was just a really bad thing overall for it was a way to get people in the theaters and buy popcorn and stuff like that without having to pay so much on tickets, but it didn't work out. Why. They kept making the program worse because they couldn't afford to keep letting people see so many movies for nothing, basically. So that I think as of today is dead.
Okay. There's something on that now I'll talk about with the Movie Pass thing. It sounds like a great idea. Obviously, it didn't flesh out well because it's very costly, because the few people that do go to the movies quite a lot. Is kind of my experience of that. And something that I was talking to Rebecca about is the theater has to change. And quite soon, as most retail stores have realized, the Amazons and the eBays and all these other big online stores are taking over because of convenience.
Right.
Theaters, people don't like to go to them because they like their own personal experience. The theaters are great because they have massive IMAX. Like, I think now when I say theaters, I'm not talking about IMAX. I will talk about IMAX separately in a second. I'm talking about your regular bogged down standards theater with just normal stereo, nothing, no bells or whistles. That will die out very soon, and I honestly think that there should be a thing online that you can click, buy a ticket, and watch it in your house. That should be a thing. It will be a thing very shortly.
It will be
100%. It will 100% be a thing where you can day one at home. You can pay for tickets and you just watch it in your house. You pay a flat fee. That will be a thing. Now, I'm not talking about IMAX and Dolby Atmos theaters because they're both very in demand and for a very specific reason, because they do surround sound, they do 4K, they do IMAX, 35mm film, unique experiences that you can't do at your house because a 35mm projector costs tens of thousands of dollars, and no one's going to invest in that.
That's the
We
thing.
have one IMAX in Dublin, and it's always selling out because people want to experience that unique stuff. But regular theaters,
No,
no one goes to them anymore.
you'd rather sit on your couch. You can
I,
pop a bag of popcorn.
I would rather wait for them to be on digital release, day one digital release, and buy them online or stream them through a service.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 100% from the comfort of my home. Do you know why? Because in a normal theater, this is what I find from experience. People are on their phones. People talk. People don't respect the theater. Or any of that
bring
shit.
kids to the movies they
bring
shouldn't.
the kids at like 9 p.m. at night, and they shouldn't be there because the theater goes on fucking hours, and by the time they're leaving halfway through the film, they're tired and they're cranky. They don't want to be there anymore. And I honestly, I theater will die. IMAX and Dolby Atmos will live. They will definitely be the thing that people will go into it as an experience, though. But the idea of going to see a movie in a theater will 100%. I think that will change dramatically in the next couple of years.
I think it'll be more or less they have to upgrade all those. Every theater will have to be.
Yeah, it will have to be an IMAX, or still have to have some special feature. Because, like, obviously the thing with theater when I was young was that you could see a film in amazing quality on this massive screen. But now I'm sitting in front of a 4K G-Sync monitor that I would rather watch anything on than go to the theater, really. Well, if I'm gonna go watch IMAX, I'll go watch it in IMAX. You know what I mean? Like, I watched like something that I started to do recently now is using my Rift, is using big screen, which you can, put yourself in a virtual theater and watch anything that you have on your computer through that. Me and Jamie, like, you can do this true multiplayer. I streamed my 4K Your Name DVD Blu-ray true big screen, so we could both watch it together at 4K on this massive screen, and it was probably one of the best cinema experiences I've had since IMAX.
Nice.
And that's from my household using VR. And Jamie would agree. He said it was amazing, like, because that has surround sound audio. The Blu-ray had surround sound audio set up. We had massive screen. It was at 4K. It was beautiful. Like, that's kind of how I see the future of this technology going. Anyways, it's more personal experiences rather than going to the actual theater to watch films.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So next on the list we have this one's probably just a quick Suicide Squad. They announced the cast I think yesterday. Some of the bigger names: Nathan Fillion, Peter Capaldi.
Nathan. Oh wow. Okay.
Well, Fillion is always in James Gunn's movies, and James Gunn is doing Suicide Squad.
So, that makes a lot of sense now.
And then Idris Elba, as well as a lot of the cast from the original Suicide Squad. Even though this is kind of a remake, they're using the same actors in the same roles. So how this is going to turn out, I don't know.
Wait, they're redoing? I was about to say, is like I'm honestly surprised that they're doing a Suicide Squad again.
Yeah.
Well, if they're redoing it and giving it a second chance.
But
it's
a unique one though, where they're redoing it quick, and they're redoing it with a lot of the same actors. So Margot Robbie's back, Viola Davis, just a lot of the people that they use are going to be the same characters.
Is Will Smith back?
No, he is not back.
he's dropped it like he's smart to do it. Suicide Squad is one of those things where the trailer was better than the film.
Right.
And I'm honestly surprised that Warner Brothers wanted to throw. Well, sorry, Warner Brothers. I think it's Warner Brothers, or is it DC? Like, I don't know who is making it.
DC Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I'm surprised they wanted to throw more money at it. One film I watched recently, I've recently got to watch Shazam. It's amazing, by the way. Go watch Shazam. I think they should reboot the whole DC cinematic universe with Shazam. Shazam should be the first movie.
I haven't got a chance to see Shazam. I honestly believe it.
I won't spoil it, but at the end they link in another DC hero to Shazam, and I think that's the perfect place to begin. Honestly, Shazam should be movie one. All the other shit that's happened, scrap it, forget about it, do it all again.
Well, what about the since it's not connected? What do you think about the new Joker movie? It looks amazing.
I honestly couldn't care. Heath Ledger will always be Joker to me. I don't think this new guy plays it very well. Honestly, the Joker in the Suicide Squad movie I didn't like it. It didn't do anything for me. I didn't think he was a good. I honestly liked Harley Quinn more. I thought Harley Quinn was a better villain.
Well, that's why she's getting her own movie, The Birds of Prey.
Yeah, no, that Birds of Prey probably gonna be amazing. Harley Quinn, great actress. Was it John Lita? What's his name?
Who?
What's the Joker's name? His real name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. And
Jared Leto.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't think he's a good actor. Maybe it's just the way he's trying to play the character or whatever. Now, obviously he's an actor and he's way better at acting than me, and I don't have an opinion in this because I'm not an actor, but I just personally didn't enjoy him as Joker. Like I grew up watching the Dark Knight series.
I've heard that from most people though, so it's not just you.
Yeah, I've seen the Joker being played amazingly. He just doesn't live up to the same kind of, like, when I was watching Joker in the older films, I was terrified, not because he was big and strong, but because honestly, psychologically, he was terrifying.
Right.
You never knew what he was going to do, and that kind of, in this one, they're trying to play it very close to that, I think, but they're just not getting the same effect, is what I feel anyways. They're trying to give him that psychological warfare aspect where, you know, he's crazy, what's he going to do? But it just doesn't come across as great as the last one. This is just they're trying to copy the last one, but they're not doing it to the same effect.
All right, quick thing of some game releases: Greedfall, Borderlands 3, Control, Gears of War 3, and Pokemon Masters all came out in the last couple weeks since the last podcast.
Let's pause and talk about this now. So, you mentioned some games. Gears of War 5. I haven't played it yet. I have watched people play it. It looks amazing, and the storyline's apparently so good. I'm a huge fan of the Gears series. A lot of people think it should have, you know, stopped with 3. I agree, but I'm not going to complain with 4. 4 and 5 are quite good. Very happy with that. Borderlands 3. Gearbox, fix your game. Across PC, Xbox, and PS4. Example of my stream today. The game is running like hot garbage. Seriously, it needs a patch, like, pronto. And Pokemon Masters, the biggest pay-to-win Pokemon game I've ever seen in my life. This game, honestly, it wasn't Niantic, sorry, Pokemon Company and Denvo, I think was the publisher. You're evil people. You made a game targeted at kids that requires an absolute fortune to be invested in microtransaction-wise to do anything with. And shame on them for doing it. Because Pokemon style was supposed to be like Pokemon Go, where you could play the game fairly without ever putting a cent into it. But if you wanted to, you know, like, do things quicker, sure, you can pay us money and we'll happily do that. I think Pokemon Go is the perfect balance. And then they have their Mario Run, which is a game that you don't have microtransactions in, but you buy the game.
Right.
And I understand with Fire Emblem, they've done the whole, you know, gacha system and stuff like that. I think that's different. Fire Emblem, I think, in my mind, is more of an adult, mature game than anything else.
Right, it's not aimed at kids.
Most people who play in that game are teenagers, adults who have disposable income, and what they do with that is fine. But honestly, having a game like branded as Pokemon Masters and having all your favorite trainers and all your favorite Pokemon in it that kids are obviously going to want to play, and then making it a pay-to-win game is a big dick move. And I don't agree with what they've done with it at all. I really think that they shouldn't have released it in the state they have. I think it was a horrible decision.
I think they made like 12 million in the first week or so.
Disgusting. They shouldn't, like, honestly, like, fair on them for making a game that makes money and stuff like that, but Pokemon games make money. And, like, without microtransactions.
Right.
You know what I mean? The sliding is cool, though. Oh, yeah, back to Borderlands 3. The sliding is very... So, Borderlands 3, your game is fun. Just fix it. That's all I'm asking. Anyways, go on. You can move on now. That's my rant on.
Just a little nostalgia thing for me. So, if anybody is old enough to know Are You Afraid of the Dark?
No,
it's an old Nickelodeon series where kids would gather around a campfire and then it's a TV show.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, like the Midnight Society, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. This is the story of this. There's actually a remake being done, or that's done, that comes out I think next month. 3 episodes, hour long each. So just a little something in case people didn't know.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I'm looking forward to that now. Yeah, damn.
Pyman says, well, we are getting microtransactions in Poke now, aren't we? Not in the main series.
No. In Sword and Shield, we have asked. So here's the funny thing now that we're backtracking here now. Thank you for the follow. Oh, that's my brother, Alex.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I got told by Ryan to say hi. Now, where's the tenor? Ryan said he will give you... Jamie, I'm not paying you a cent. Jamie, sorry, back to Jamie real quick. Jamie was the guy that we watched your name with in the Oculus Rift. Jamie, tell me about your experience using big screen. Isn't it amazing? While he types that, we'll move on. what are we talking about real quick?
Pokemon microtransactions.
Yeah, Pokemon. So yes, when they announced there's no national decks, people asked would they be introducing them as DLC down the line, as in gen packs, and Pokemon's official response was, there is no additional content for this game. Then there won't be. That was it. So they're not going to have microtransactions.
No, they would shoot themselves in the foot if they added DLC to those games.
Yeah, so they've already came out and said. Now, I'm kind of sad that they aren't, because I honestly would like them to do gen packs as DLC if they didn't have time to do it before release. I know that's kind of, it's easy for me to say, but for other people, obviously, that's a stupid thing. But I would rather have all the Pokemon in one game, and if that's going to cost more money for me, sure. But then it's the whole thing of, battling online becomes unfair, because what happens if like this super meta Pokemon that's not in the base game is in a DLC pack? It's pay to win then, you know what I mean? So there is a whole argument behind it that's a bit awful.
I don't think they're doing it partially because they're too busy, because I think they're doing another Let's Go. My opinion would be that they're going to alternate years. Like, it's going to be a main series game, and then we'll get... They haven't announced it because they don't want to take the thunder away. There's going to be a Let's Go like Johto next year.
Oh, yeah.
And
easy.
Then
if they don't do another Let's Go game, they're going to miss out on a lot of money. That game prints money. Maybe
the following year there'll be an Ultra Sword and Ultra Shield, and then they'll increase the decks or something, because they've had the time to add it in. So that would be my thoughts on it, but who knows? They're Pokemon. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah. I know for a fact, like, Let's Go is going to be a series, as Living Maniac says there. It is a series, and it will be a series. A lot of people want Johto to be DLC for Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee, and Pikachu, and I'm like, no. Why do people think this is a good idea? From a business standpoint, that means less sales, because people who didn't get Let's Go, they know what Let's Go is. They see this game, it's like, oh, I never got the first one, but I could try this one out. And then people who bought the first one can get this one too. Right. If you limit it to just DLC, obviously only people who bought the original are going to get access to it.
Plus, if they go after, like they did in the other games, main series games, Johto got you to go back to Kanto anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you'll get both technically, kind of in the
and people are saying that they could do something new. They could finish the Kanto region in this one, because there's no memory limitations to, which would be good. Kind of going back to, at the moment, there's the big debate in the... Sorry, I'm kind of diverging. We'll go back, though. In the WoW Classic community, there's a big thing where now WoW Classic is out, what happens next? Do they either, go through the years where they upgrade to Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, and then stop? Or do they just not add any content to this at all and leave it as it is? Or do they do Classic Plus, where they finish the stuff that they never finished originally and add on to it like they should have in the first place? And there's a lot of... They consider the same thing on Let's Go. If they do a Let's Go Johto, will they finish the Kanto region in that version? Or will they leave it exactly how it was back in the day? You know what I mean? Like, there is that talk to have. And I hope if they do it, they finish it and flesh it out even more and add more cool stuff. Same with WoW. I hope they go down the finishing classic things idea. That'd be cool. But yeah, that's my opinion.
All right. There's been a little bit of news from the Super Nintendo world that the theme park for Universal that's going to open in Japan next year. They did confirm Super Mario Kart ride, as well as
Seriously?
Yep. As well as a Yoshi's Adventure ride. They said to begin with, there's going to be 2 rides, and that's what's going to be it. And they've also hinted at some kind of Switch capability of doing stuff with your Switch at the park. So
that sounds cool.
So we don't know. Have a lot of details outside of that.
Real quick there now, we'll just talk about, Jamie just mentioned it there, it's a good topic. Back on where we talk about theaters and personal movies. Using big screen to watch a world-renowned film is game-changing. I think the devs that own big screen VR are planning to add paid movies as a feature. There it is. There is what we're talking about. It will start off with on-demand movies that you can just pay for and watch, at yourself as it has now. But it will eventually move to the point where it's just day one, buy ticket, you watch the film in the comfort of your home. And that's kind of, sorry.
It's just a matter of who is going to take that first jump.
First step. Yeah, I thought honestly, you know the way Netflix is making films, I honestly thought they were gonna do that, but no, they didn't. But yeah, I do think it will be soon. It will happen, hopefully. Anyways,
All right. So there was the sneak peek and reveal of Project Resistance. I don't know if it's the official name or not, honestly, but it's the Resident Evil co-op game. I'm a fan of Resident Evil, and they've tried something similar to this before, at least the co-op aspect with Resident Evil Outbreak. But in this case, you have 4 people, and you have a 5th person that's controlling basically the Mr. X. For anybody who doesn't know, Resident Evil 2, Mr. X is just this huge monster guy always following you. So it's interesting idea. They're probably going after the people who like play Dead by Daylight, because you have the same 4 versus 1 aspect. But we'll see. The real question is, do you remember Blockbusters? Living Maniac, I used to work at Blockbuster. I worked at Blockbuster from when I started college up into, I think I worked there for 3.5 years. Yeah. So yes, I do remember
what Xenomorph said there. Xenomorph says, you remember when Netflix shipped movies? Netflix still do ship movies, and this is recent news. They recently just passed their 5 billion disc being sent out.
Yeah, it's not a service everybody uses.
Mental.
But there are people who prefer to just have the disc there, or don't have the maybe high-speed internet in order to stream very well. So
only in Europe and Northern America, it's only popular to have on-demand and Netflix. In most other countries, such as China, the South America, and Africa,
give them the disc.
It's mostly DVD. And sorry, once again, Eastern European as well. Apparently, DVD Netflix is huge there. So it's just where we're at. It's just kind of easier because we have good internet connection and solid connections to all that. But other people, a DVD player is their only thing, isn't it? Dude, renting games from Blockbuster, I remember doing that. My challenge was to rent the game, beat it within the time rented, and send it back. I did that a lot.
Let's see. Final Fantasy VII, there was a new trailer for the remake this week. Anybody who didn't see it, there's a lot showing off summons, characters, and things of that nature.
Oh, and then another thing in news, Warcraft 3 is getting remade. Once again, I talked about Warcraft being a game that I loved. Warcraft 3 is getting remade and will be released sometime this year, before the end of the year. So if you ever liked Warcraft, or you just never got into it because it's too old, this isn't just a remake. They're making the game from zero again. Yeah, like Final Fantasy VII doing the exact same thing. They're remaking the whole thing again, and I cannot wait for it. It's or like if you like any RTS games, this is the king of RTS. This is what Warcraft is the reason.
Where are you going to find the time to play it?
I know, right? Jesus.
Plus, all hype for Fantasy VII. It's been far too long. I think they've done a lot of good stuff this year, showing off how good it can be. I'm still excited, but we still have to wait till March.
Wait, it comes out in March?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. That reminds me of like, what was it that got delayed? Everyone's annoyed about Animal Crossing.
Well, that also comes out in March.
Poor Animal Crossing fans. I feel for you guys.
The difference being people waiting for Final Fantasy. Some of them, like he said, are kind of like, it's been too long. Where Animal Crossing people are like, come on.
Yeah. Like, I just see, the thing with Final Fantasy VII is, if people really wanted to play it, they could play the original. This is a new Animal Crossing game.
Right.
And people want a new Animal Crossing game, you know what I mean? It's been, how many years has it been since an Animal Crossing game? Like, Jesus Christ.
3DS game came out, probably 3 to 5 years ago?
I think it's longer than that. New Leaf is not that.
It was 3DS. So
yeah?
I'd say, yeah, it was a 3DS game. Here. New Leaf release date.
I don't know if I'm going to get it yet. Like, I'm a huge fan of Stardew Valley.
Oh, no, you were right.
I had a feeling it was a lot older than
2012.
That. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's been a long time. So it's going to be 9 years without... Sorry, 8 to 9 years without one fog.
You might get because of Hylian. Yeah, I'll be getting it because there's a lot of people who want to play it. So I'll be probably playing it along with Sugar if I can, and some other people. But based on gameplay so far, I'm not the most excited because we don't know everything. A lot of it looks the same with a couple of tweaks. So
are you talking about Final Fantasy? Or...
No, I'm talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh yeah, I've never played. Like I said, I'm a huge Stardew Valley fan, and people say that Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing are very similar, but at the same time, I've watched the Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing is more simplistic than Stardew, in my opinion. You don't have crops to worry about and time.
Okay. Well, that's what I kind of like about Stardew, so maybe that Animal Crossing is not for me.
It might not
to say it's a bad game, it's just not for me. Then, yeah. That's one thing is, especially today, like we had trouble with, was like I made a comment on the Borderlands 3 subreddit today about how, Borderlands 3 wasn't working for me. And then you had fanboys, who I'm a Borderlands fanboy myself, attack me, saying that the game is amazing. What are you talking about? It works perfectly for me. It's like, yes, it's perfect for you, but it's not working for me and a lot of other people. People have different experiences. Like that's fair. So sorry, I just had to talk about that.
All right, here's an interesting one for those who haven't heard. KFC dating sim game. Who has seen the news on that?
Why?
Just why? I think it's hilarious, though. I mean, it may not be necessary, but the fact that they did it is very interesting. I don't know anybody who wants to play it, but
no,
it's hilarious to think about.
Yeah, like back on the Animal Crossing thing there. So like, Living Maniac Stardew is a much better game in my mind. And then Spartan says, I feel like I'm going to work when I think about Stardew. I just prefer to watch it so far. There you go. Exactly. Some people think it is work, and other people find it a challenge.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I love Stardew because every time I play it, I'm like, all right, what am I doing next? And that's why I love Factorio, because of the same reason. What am I doing now? What am I going to be doing next? I have time. I have to do everything in. Rebecca, on the other hand, hates games like that.
Yeah.
So she absolutely hates, even though Stardew Valley seems like a game right up her alley, considering she loved Animal Crossing. And
I was about to say, that means I bet she loves Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Farmville and stuff like that, but she fucking hates Stardew, and she won't get into it because it's so much stress for a lot of people. I can understand that. I like that stress. Other people hate that stress.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either. I don't like having to micromanage things and whatnot. That's why Animal Crossing is a nice middle ground. You can do a lot of the stuff without the pressure to get things done.
I streamed Factorio. Factorio, for people who don't like Factorio, is a boring ass game. It's all about micromanaging and automating things, and I love it.
Link to Reality says it was said where I saw that it's because KFC is super big in Japan, so Japanese style dating sim can kind of make sense.
Oh, okay. So, story on that. When I was studying Japanese, I figured out the story behind why KFC is so big in Japan, and it's all down to a really smart marketing thing. Where on New Year's they kind of did the whole thing of, New Year's KFC, and they advertised it forever, and it eventually hit. And now every year on New Year's, you don't just go to KFC; you have to pre-order weeks in advance to get your New Year's KFC.
Living Maniac says KFC is what the Japanese eat for Christmas dinner.
Yeah, Christmas and New Year's. Yes, that's exactly it.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
You have to You have to it's huge. It's literally in Japan, KFC is is busy all year round because of this event. But during Christmas, it booms. It's crazy. You can't just go into a store. You have to book your food. That's
nuts.
It's mental.
Had no idea.
It's so crazy. Yeah, the Japanese are crazy.
All right, so moving along, we've got we talked about so Switch announced in their last direct we finally got SNES games on the online system. So if anybody likes, there's a good lineup too. I can
finally play Link to the Past.
Link to the Past is there. Yep.
I'm gonna be playing that. I cannot
Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island. So a lot of good games. If you guys haven't played those yet, if you have Nintendo Online, they're free for you right now. 20 different games. Nice.
And then I'm gonna do a quick sellout here. Nintendo Online, you say, eh? You can get Nintendo Online, Twitch Prime. You get a year free Nintendo Online if you're a Twitch Prime member.
What else do you get with the Twitch Prime?
Yes, exactly. You also get access to sub to your favorite streamer and get access to all their emotes and ad-free viewing. You also, if you play other games, you can look at the list such as Call of Duty, League of Legends, Crunchyroll even has a free month up there. You could do GTA, Red Dead Online. There's a lot of cool stuff.
This is not a paid advertisement.
This is not a paid advertisement. We just get paid for the advertisement. Apex, they're all there. There's one, if you play Elder Scrolls Online, there's a free mount on it too. Division as well has one. Rainbow Six Siege is always being sponsored by it. Seriously, just get it done. Speaking of Twitch Prime, Jamie, thank you for the 6-month sub. Enjoy your Ultra Ball and your emo. I literally just got that notification on my Twitch channel. Appreciate it. And get Twitch Prime.
Also, while he's on that, it's also September, so if you can, find your favorite streamers half off subs if you're not continuously sub to them. You'll get a half off sub to them, or if you've been gifted a sub, half off to the gift sub. So, Cinderella 2014. I have been lurking.
We have to talk about that.
So I don't have to give you
talk
guys.
About that.
So I don't know if you guys already talked about it, but what do you think of the new Twitch point system? I've only have little experience with it so far. I'm interested to try it out when I get the chance.
Yeah, so I wasn't opted into the beta. It launches sometime next month, I'm pretty sure, publicly. It looks amazing. And from the channels that I've seen it on, it allows you to build up points like you do like the current
right.
Streamlabs currency system, and you can redeem points for actual Twitch rewards. So you can, get an emote from your favorite streamer without paying for a sub. You can
it's an emote for a day, right? It's an emote for a day.
Yeah, but
you can edit an emote, you can highlight a message.
That's the one thing. The highlight a message one, I think is gonna be. I can't wait to put that in my chat, because sometimes I miss chats, and having it highlighted for me would be very nice. And also, it's a way to get your message up on screen easier. You know what I mean? And for people who are loyal. And it's also one thing. It's gonna help small channels keep loyalty, because there's loyalty bonuses for coming back and watching streams repeatedly. So that's gonna be great, and I cannot wait for it to come live.
All right, Spider-Man and Marvel. So I don't know if you have any opinions on this, how much you watch the movies, but I assume you know the split. I'm
a huge MCU fan, and Sony and Marvel, I don't care how much money is involved, make it work, for the love of God.
Everything I keep hearing is that they're still talking, they're trying to find a middle ground. The original deal had Marvel getting 10%, they demanded like 50%. Right now, I think they're talking at 30%, so we'll see if it's still going. Like, they claim that the window's closed right now, but they're still talking.
You know what the funny thing is? You know what the funny thing in all this is?
That
Tom Holland is still contracted.
Yeah, to do Spider-Man movies. They will continue to do movies outside of the MCU.
Yeah, so no matter what happens, you'll still have Spider-Man. It's just, will he be in the MCU or not? And to me, that's fucking stupid.
I don't know how they could do it without it after everything they've done.
I just don't understand why why Disney hasn't just thrown a big pile of cash and said, fuck off, Sony, we're taking Spider-Man forever. We're also taking Fantastic Four with us in the X-Men, sorry.
Well, they already have Fantastic Four and X-Men.
Oh, they got them back?
Fox, when they bought Fox?
Oh, they bought Fox, sorry, yes, I completely blitzed over that. But all they're missing is Spider-Man, and it's super annoying.
I don't know how real it is, but I heard something that said Sony said you can have Spider-Man back for $10 billion. I don't know.
It would probably make the money back. Honestly.
Eventually, it would. It would take a while.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, though. Is like what Marvel bought the Marvel. Marvel got the license to do the movies for. It was Star Wars. When Disney bought Star Wars, they bought it for something like $2 billion or something like that. $2.6 billion. I want to say off the top of my head, and they made it back in one movie. It's kind of like, fuck me.
Lord Ike says, as long as we still have Tom Holland, do we need Marvel? Yes. Because they've built the universe and the world.
As much as I like Tom Holland.
Yes.
A lot of people I know
he makes an amazing Spider-Man.
A lot of people I know did not like Tom Holland. He plays Spider-Man really well. I like the Spider-Man movies. However, his single movies are great, and they did prove that Spider-Man could have a single movie without Iron Man in it, which is great because obviously he's out of the MCU now, and his last movie was without Iron Man. Good stuff. But I honestly prefer Spider-Man when he's in the general MCU. Like, him in Endgame and him in Infinity War was way better than him in Far From Home and Homecoming, I think, anyways. I just don't think he has enough weight to pull movies by himself at this point. In the MCU, anyways, but if you take him outside the MCU, maybe, because he's not living up to the expectations of all the other movies.
Lord Ike says, I don't have any faith in Sony to make Spider-Man movies. Well, they did make... Into the Spider-Verse, which won, the Oscar, and I've heard is amazing.
That's Into the Spider-Verse. Once again, it's an animated movie. I love all things animated. It's amazing. One little key tip, one little thing that I actually loved about it that I thought was really cool is Miles Morales, the main character, is actually animated at 12 frames a second for like 3/4 of the movie to show that he's rusty and, he's not fluid. But in the last quarter of the movie where he gets all his powers and he knows what's going on, he's in full 24 FPS. And it looks smooth as hell.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's such a cool transition. But all the other characters around him are done at 24 FPS. He's only done at half speed. So it looks like he's all like, he doesn't know what he's doing kind of thing.
Right.
But when he switches to that super slick mode, it's like, oh, here we go.
It's brilliant.
Oh, it's such a good idea, and it plays out. It plays so well in the film. So go watch Into the Spider-Verse, everybody. And if you didn't know that, go watch it again and look at it, and you'll see it, and you'll know it's amazing.
All right, keep moving things. You wanted to talk about the Switch and Pokemon. I don't know if you've already talked about everything. You just said Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh yeah, Pokemon general. Yes, Sword and Shield. Oh, here we go. So, latest news of Pokemon is that we already knew we weren't getting the national dex. But guys, did you know we're getting the Curry dex?
Oh yes.
Oh my god, I facepalmed so hard when I saw this. There's 100 different types of curry to collect into your Curry dex. And it's actually so sad.
Yeah, I won't be doing that very much in the game.
They cut Pokemon from the national dex because they said they were time constrained. There wasn't enough time to do it. We couldn't fit it in. Let me tell you about this great feature that we came up in the meantime.
But yes, Living Maniac, the Curry dex, basically there's like a little campsite you can go to that your Pokemon can roam around in, and you can cook and feed your Pokemon that way, and there's curry that you cook, and they call all your recipes that you put together for the Curry dex. So my God. There it is. The shiny living curry dex. If there's not at least like one sparkling curry, I'm gonna call it foul.
Yeah, exactly. A friend of mine said he couldn't watch Into the Spider-Verse because of the 12 FPS. I honestly think no, it's only Miles who's done at 12 FPS. Everyone else is done properly, and I think it's really well done. I actually think it's one of those things that directors do differently from other directors that really makes them shine. So any other movie that director makes, I'll 100% go watch because of that, because that was just amazing. But yeah, back to Curry dex. What a stupid idea, man. Game Freak, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Don't tell us you have your time constricted on making this game. At the same time, making another game called Town, and putting a lot of your staff on, and then also throwing a Curry dex in her face saying "F you" at the same time. I'm very upset with the Pokemon Company for their decisions recently. I think Town, the Little Town Hero as it's called now. Sorry, it's got its title now. Should have been postponed until after Sword and Shield release. This is the first Pokemon game on a home console.
Yeah, everything should have been poured into this.
This is a very, very important Pokemon game in the history of Pokemon. This is the most accessible Pokemon game to ever have existed. But no, let's put half our staff on this little indie game that no one's gonna really know about, and is also a time. It's very similar to Pokemon, it's time, you take one turn at a time against bosses and stuff like that, whatever. But then also tell us that, we were also time constrained. We were also working on a second game, and then we added stupid features that no one asked for, but the feature that everyone wanted is not in the game.
What do you mean? You don't like Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing or
Gigamaxing? No. So Dynamaxing was completely irrelevant and so stupid. One of the excuses that they used was that they're redrawing all the models for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Why? Back in X and Y, you did 1080p models of all the Pokemon. Every single Pokemon that existed. You have HD sprites, models, 3D models of all these Pokemon. There was no need to redraw them. The reason why they had to redraw them? Because of this feature, Gigamaxing, Dynamaxing. Get rid of it. No one wants it. Mega Evolutions are the way to go. Everyone loves Mega Evolutions. Z-moves was a miss. They tried something new. It didn't land. No, I don't think anyone out there says they hate Mega Evolutions. It doesn't take anything away from the game. It only adds. You get an extra evolution step for cool Pokemon. Why would they remove that from the thing? Why would you redraw all your Pokemon and waste your time when you have HD models that exist? Why are you saying that you've made brand new animations when every trailer you've shown is reused animations from old games? Like their HR team, the PR team, whoever's coming up with these statements, they're lying to us. It's just awful. Like I don't know what they're doing. You gotta remember, Pokemon is the most profitable franchise in the world, and I'm not making any estimations here. This is a fact.
No,
they make the most
games, movies, cards, toys.
Yeah, the Pokemon is the most influential market in the world. This is going to be one of the most important Pokemon games, the most important Pokemon game since the first one, I think, in my opinion, ever. And they're playing around with it like they don't care. They're treating it like it was supposed to be on the 3DS with the graphics. Have you seen the graphics? Like, Breath of the Wild runs on this thing, on this little thing, and that game's beautiful. Came out 2 years ago. Let's Go came out last year. That game looks amazing. Sword and Shield looks awful in comparison. Not saying it's bad graphically,
Right.
just in comparison to these other two games, looks awful. They could have done a much better job. Once again, this is a multi-billion-dollar company we're talking about. This isn't like little child's play stuff. They have the money to do whatever they need to do. Like, they have a blank check to make Pokemon. Come on, like, you know what I mean? And at the same time, then they're working on this other little game that that's not gonna be nowhere near as big as Pokemon. Half their staff was working on it, for fuck's sake. And then they're throwing out all these useless features such as Curry Dex, Gigamax, and Dynamaxing, and then giving us excuses that they're redoing all the animations and redrawing all the Pokemon to be better when they haven't. It's just, it's really bad.
Yeah,
I'm really heated over it because I take it so personally because I want to enjoy the game, but it's like when you lie to us about stuff and I notice that you're lying, I'm gonna call you out on it.
I think the game will be good, just not what it should have been. But
I want it to get delayed. I honestly want it to be delayed for as long as it needs to make it proper. Like, there's so many screenshots that I see of Breath of the Wild modded to just be like a Pokemon trainer with Pokemon and then Pokemon in the wild and stuff like that. Why didn't they just do that and get like
because they didn't take their time. They rushed it out.
No, they didn't. They rushed it out, and it's insulting to Pokemon fans, I think, because they make this is as I said, the graphics are the same as Ultra Sun. When I say that, if you play Ultra Sun on an emulator on PC and up the graphical settings as far as it goes, you get Sword and Shield. And that game came how many years old is Ultra Sun?
That one's 3?
There you go.
2 or 3?
Yeah. Like, there you go. Like, and then this is new hardware with better hardware. It's just insulting, honestly.
All right, just so not to blow King's head off with rage. So the last thing we got on the list is Rooster Teeth. You were talking about Rooster Teeth before we started the stream and how they're doing
yes. So Rooster Teeth is a company that started with a little known animation, machinima shorts called Red vs. Blue.
I love the early seasons of Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, Red vs. Blue, for all those who don't know, is a Halo machinima. It's the first web series, also the longest running web series in history. It's amazing. Go watch the first 5 seasons. It's called the Blood Gulch Chronicles. It's just comedy gold. It's about 10 idiots sitting in a canyon telling jokes to each other and complaining at each other for the whole time. But for 13 years, they've never had to lay off anybody. And this week we got the sad news, unfortunately, that 13% of their staff, which is around 55 people, are being let go by Rooster Teeth. And a lot of these people are very important people. For example, Genlock was a recent anime that was done in contribution with Crunchyroll and a few other people. Very big thing that was done by them. Cost them a lot of money, and it was very well received. It even had big voice actors in it. Had the girl from Game of Thrones who did Arya Stark as one of the characters, and a basketball player. I'm really bad with names, I'm sorry. Had really high profile people voice acting it, and the animation quality was amazing. The story was great. The director was let go. The directors of multiple series were let go. Multiple talent was let go. Multiple animation staff was let go. At the moment, it's literally just checking Twitter to see if some people are still safe in their jobs, because a lot of people were gone. Like 13% of any company is a big amount. And it's just, Michael Jordan, M. Williams, exactly. But it's actually surprising to me because Rooster Teeth has never done this before in the past. I understand that they were bought over by Fullscreen, and then Fullscreen then was also bought over by Warner Brothers, I think it was, and they have to make changes and stuff like that. But it's just sad that it's happened because I like Rooster Teeth. It's a kind of different company to me. Where when I was watching it, AT&T. When I was watching them, they weren't a big company. They were a YouTube channel that had a website. You know what I mean? They were it was just Bernie, Jeff, and the rest of them all having a laugh doing these small things, and Achievement Hunter blew up, and Achievement Hunter was its own thing, and that was cool. And now it's this big thing that makes Laser Team and makes Ruby, it made Genlock, it makes all these other RT stuff, and it's just crazy. And now it's getting to this point where big companies are making decisions on their behalf and letting go of their talent. And it's just a waste, I honestly think. It's really upsetting to hear as well, because now in my mind, now they're a real company, you know what I mean? They have to go through all this stuff like every other company.
Yeah. It is unfortunate.
It kind of reminds you of, like, another channel is kind of Linus Tech Tips. They're another big YouTube conglomerate. Like, they have, I think, 50 staff working for them at this point, Linus does. But that's a YouTube channel. I wouldn't consider that a business. But then when I see that, if I ever see in the future, like, a news article where, like, oh, LMG, Linus Media Group, let's go of X amount of staff, it's going to be like, holy shit, you know what I mean? You just don't think of these YouTube companies as businesses, but they really are sometimes. And yeah.
All right. Well, that is the last topic I had to discuss. We're on to viewer questions and the wrap up. So, anybody has anything they want to talk about or ask King or myself, feel free to throw it in the chat. Meanwhile, I'll just be just going over the ending spiel. I wanted to thank you all for coming by and watching the stream with us. If you didn't get to catch the whole thing, it'll be live on YouTube within the next day or two, edited at the very end and beginning. Anybody who is here in chat and would like, as a thank you for King for joining me, somebody in the chat will get a sub to his channel. So if you're interested in that, stick around after the end of the stream, because I'm going to be ending the stream for the YouTube video and then coming back for a minute to get the giveaway done. But thank you, King, for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. It was
nice
fun.
Discussions and stuff I didn't know about you. And just hearing opinions from other people is always good.
Can you check a long message I sent earlier? It's important to know. It's about Disney and Sony. Let me scroll. Oh, well, listen, Disney can't just buy Sony because of the law of owning. Yeah, monopolies. Yeah. One company can't own
but they can buy Spider-Man.
They can buy Spider-Man, yes.
Whether or not Sony would sell is a different story.
What was it? Monopolies are not allowed in media, but when it comes to other businesses, oh hell, they're allowed. Monopolies are this weird gray area where in certain industries they're frowned upon, in other industries they're like, it's how you survive as a company. You just keep buying up smaller ones. The monopoly rule doesn't make sense. That's all I'm just trying to get to. Like, look at Disney. How come Disney's not been stopped from owning a monopoly? Do you know how many IPs Disney owns? Like, I can't count them off the top of my head. They own so much.
Well, I don't think IPs really count, because an IP for a movie or a character or something, there's infinite possibilities for those. Now, them buying Fox, and if they were to keep going in that direction, then sure. Buying Sony or buying NBC, Universal, which would never happen, would start to turn into monopoly territory. They're big, but they're not monopoly yet.
Yeah, exactly. All right, then. That's fair.
But thank you again, King. Everybody, again, I said stick around if you're interested in the giveaway for the sub. Next week, well, not next week, but the next podcast will be in 2 weeks, and it'll be HylianDescent of Hyrule Gaming Group will be my guest. I know a lot of people are excited to have him, see him on. I'm excited to have him. And then 2 weeks later, we have SimplyPressStart, who is our first partner streamer who's decided to join us on. And then 2 weeks after that, MrChase will be on.
Oh, Chase. What's up, bro?
Yeah, October 26th, I believe, is his date.
I like Chase.
He'll be on. Yeah, he's a good guy. He needs to get a streaming schedule together.
Oh, yes, he does.
It's so sporadic, and I know he just went through moving houses and stuff like that. But even before that, it was never consistent. And I know his job and everything, but yeah.
Called out. Oh, hell yeah. I call him out all the time.
It's like, we can't watch you if we don't know when you're going to be on.
And then when he does stream, he streams at random ass times. It's just like, I didn't even know you were streaming, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd wake up and I'd have a notification on my phone, like, MrChase went live. And I'm like, if I knew you were going to be streaming, I would have stayed up.
But again, thank you, everybody. We'll go ahead and do the giveaway after I do this, but we're going to cut to the stream ending portion. Thank you again, King. Much appreciated. Glad to have had you on. Maybe we'll have you on again in a long while from now.
Oh, hell yeah. That'd be
to
awesome.
discuss other things and update you, get updates from you and how everything's going. Maybe after you hit your 1,000 mark. Ooh, there's the
Oh,
shiny.
that would be awesome. Yeah, guys, this is the most valuable card I own. This card's awesome.
Until you
I'm
pull
so happy
the
for this
shiny
game.
Charizard.
Until I get that shiny, I'm honestly, I'm gonna keep buying Hidden Fates until I get shiny Charizard.
Average dad that you see in the chat there, King, he bought 12 tins the other day. He's only opened one so far.
Ooh, dude.
He streamed the 1 tin, and so I don't know when he's gonna do the other 11.
If you don't play TCG online, do you mind sending me the codes? Like 100%, I will sell out.
I already asked him.
Damn you! Oh,
I think he does.
Do you know how expensive it is to buy the Hidden Fates codes?
Because that's the only way you can get them.
It's the only way you can get them, like, is by having them from real packs. You can't get them online at all. So they sell for so much.
Selling or possibly giveaway possibly.
When it comes to TCG online, I just buy my go cards in bulk. Like I buy like 100 or 200 at a time online for like, Unbroken Bonds or Team Up or Burning Shadows or whatever I want, like Unified Minds. I'll just buy 100 cards and then go through them until I get the card I want, and then I'm like, yeah, I got it, happy. With this, I can't really do the same because like a code card is usually like 30 cents each.
Right.
These are like over €1 each. It's ridiculous. Like.
Well, Dad says Average says he doesn't play online, so he has tons of codes. Well, a couple of people now, Average, who will take them if you want to.
Happily take them. Not just take them, happily.
But anyway, thanks again, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and switch to the end screen, but we'll be like that for like 10 seconds, then we'll be back for the giveaway. Thanks everyone for joining us, and thank you again, King, one more time.
No problem.
We'll see you all hopefully either in my stream tonight, which will be Pokemon stream, or 2 weeks with HylianDescent. So take care, everybody, and have a good day.